Some of the earliest references regarding Northumbrian pipes relate to their being the instrument of the piper to the Duke or the Duchess of Northumberland. And the way you can trace the lineage back is by the tunes that they have in common that crop up as kind of stills from a 300-year movie, which is still ongoing.
This year is the Baghdaddies' 20th anniversary, so we've been going to 20 years. We used to do quite a lot of playing in the street, and that gave us a certain style of playing, but also a certain type of performing style. So we've always been quite a bit more animated than a lot of bands. There was always the idea to take what is a really strong tradition, and this is a very strong hub for that traditional music and the instrument, but to see where through working with the Baghdaddies, but also through the music, where we could kind of twist it up a bit and you know, harness the tradition, but then take it somewhere else as well. So that was the idea as well.
I think it's like nothing that's been done before, really. A band like the Baghdaddies, I mean, there's not many bands like that in the northeast, if any others, really. I can't think of another collaboration quite like it.
I played one of the Baghdaddies tunes, which was already in their repertoire, and I brought one to them to play with me, which was already in my repertoire, as well as the things we did, which were completely new to both of us. Catherine DeKellar's obviously done all kinds of different collaborations, and so the instrument's there, it has its sound, it has its tradition, but there are always times when you can do something which just takes you a little bit out of the comfort zone of the instrument and of the player.
You know, the pipes have their own traditional music from this area, but at the same time it's an instrument at the end of the day, and you can use it outside of its own native repertoire, just as an instrument in any ensemble, really. And I think it's good for people to realise that, you know, it doesn't have to stay in its own little box.
Roma music and a lot of the Balkan music that we have been inspired by is really, you know, it's folk music. So we play some Bulgarian, some Bosnian and Roma folk music, and some of that actually is played on, you know, there's some Bulgarian and bagpipes even. So there is a link really between, you know, in that they are traditional folk styles. What the Baghdaddies have done is take some of those styles and then mix it with, you know, a more kind of, perhaps a more sort of punk or ska sensibility.
It's only something that could happen, you know, nowadays with good amplification, because you need to bring the pipes up in volume quite a lot to be able to herd against the brass instruments, which are designed for playing outside and making a lot of sound, whereas Northumbrian pipes particularly are really a drawing room instrument, so it wouldn't have happened without the amplification.
I've had good response from all the musicians involved. They're interested in it. They like what's happening, and I think the next stage is maybe to get some more ideas from them in terms of, you know, musical ideas, because really a lot of it was my sort of musical kind of ideas. But I think that the next step is to really try and mix it up in terms of the influences that we can bring in. There's been brass and bagpipes before, but I think that the unique mix of what we had today is a new thing, and so it would have been heard for the first time.
I don't think anyone's ever tried before Northumbrian pipes, border pipes, and a Balkan Romany ska punk band all together, so I think it had to happen.